What is going on, everybody? Josiah Leroy here from the Geekiverse.com. We are filming / recording in a new light, as we promised just a few days ago. We're all recording from home for the first time, so this is kind of cool in a way. We missed the camaraderie, but guess what? Now we get to do this virtually.
Very cool.
So we'll be doing this for the time being, for the foreseeable future here, with everything that's going on in the world. But as always, my boys with me today is in the middle, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Mr. Jeff Pavlak.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And all the way to the other side of the screen is John Fick,
Howdy.
my kind of like my gaming partner in crime recently. We've been talking about a lot of different games, as always.
No doubt.
But
yeah.
It's how it's been going. So this is kind of a one-off podcast and video here. Doesn't really fit into anything else for our regular shows that we've got going on. But we will cover a lot of similar coverage, whether it's games or movies, books, whatever we've been doing. We kind of wanted to reach out and get involved here with the Geekiverse community and talk about what we've been doing here during the coronavirus quarantine. So we're recording this March 25th. It's been about a week and a half for quarantine for some of us, maybe a little bit longer. And we just wanted to talk about what day-to-day life has been like, maybe provide a little more content for all of our friends in the Geekiverse community as well. And of course, get involved at facebook.com/thegeekiverse or on Twitter @_Geekiverse. We want to hear about your experiences because that definitely matters to us. But boys, what's day-to-day life been like for you? Kind of unprecedented times, definitely in our lifetime.
It's been very weird.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So tell me what your day looks like.
I've been working from home. This is my second full week. So I worked from home the Friday before last, and then the entirety of last week, and then all of this week as well. And it looks like our company is going to be sticking to that for the foreseeable future, as are most. So I've been in this exact room for a while. This is my game room and also my home office when it needs to be. So spending a lot of time in this room. Still lucky that I get to work, though. I know I'm one of the fortunate people who get to still, work a 40-hour work week, and I'm not affected. My fiance is the same situation, so definitely fortunate, but huge shell shock to just, be home for so long.
Yeah, it's like I said, unprecedented. It's crazy. It's different. It's nothing I think most of us have ever experienced. Jeff, what's your day-to-day life been like here in the last few weeks?
Well, mine changed in a big way very quickly. I work for New York State during, for my day job, and I was going in regularly for the first couple of days that this was really breaking out. However, I'm now down to 1 day a week. I'm part of a skeleton crew that's just, filling in on the most basic basis at my workplace. However, I am extremely fortunate that I am receiving my full paycheck as if I was working a 40-hour work week. It's just that I go in 1 day a week as part of my group that covers for the entire week.
Yeah,
So I'm basically now, I have like a 6-day weekend, essentially.
It's crazy.
I go in for a normal 8-hour day, and then I have a 6-day weekend.
So my wife and I are kind of in the same boat. Very, very blessed to be in a position where we are still, for the most part, really where we were from an employment standpoint. Where I'm working at, our teams have been, or our staff has been split up into half and half. So half will work a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. The other days you'll work at home, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, just to kind of not cross-pollinate, if you will, as much as we can. We've got a small team anyway. But I've got many friends and some very, very close relatives who are not in a similar position, and it's been tough. Whether that is layoffs or temporary cutbacks, you name it. It's really tough to see it all kind of play out. So for all of us to kind of be in that position, we're extremely fortunate. There's no doubt about it. I gotta say, from a positive standpoint, working from home, the days I've worked from home has been pretty good. Most of what I do can be done from home.
Yeah, same here.
Jeff's in a little bit different position just with what he does, but I kind of like that. It's changed things up a bit. And I think one thing I wanted to ask you guys too, when this started coming out, that this coronavirus, this COVID-19 was a thing over the last maybe, I don't even know now, month or two.
Yeah.
Did you take it super serious at first? Because I'll tell you, I did not.
I did. Yeah. I was kind of on the pulse with the social media coverage and stuff like that, and just something about how seriously it was being talked about that I took it seriously. It just felt like nothing has ever felt before. Like we've seen lots of big scares and these hot topics that come about, but just something about this felt different. And I think the big thing for me is once the NBA closed, is as meaningless as that sounds, but that's a multi-billion-dollar organization that just shut down all operations.
Just like that.
Exactly. So that
Wednesday night was absolutely surreal.
Wild.
Because I mean, it's ingrained in my mind now for the rest of my life, sitting there watching ESPN, getting the breaking news that the NBA had shut down. I mean, that one game between the Jazz and the Thunder was called off literally seconds before tip-off.
Yep, everyone was on the court.
It happened just like that. I mean, the entire our daily life changed in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, that was
for all of America.
That was the first domino, not the entire world. Yeah, not just America. I mean, everyone. So it's been weird.
That notification on my phone. I think I woke up maybe from The Athletic and saw that the NBA had ceased all production essentially. At that point, was like, hey, we're gonna
suspend the season
on pause. Yeah. It got, and when I say I didn't take it serious, I'm gonna say I think I always respected the news, but once it ramped up to the level of so we're in New York State of Governor Cuomo saying all restaurants are to close by 8:00 tonight. That was it for me. And I was like, oh, this is real serious.
Underestimated, yeah.
And I think the other facet in all of this, not, that we want to go down this road too much, but we all know the three of us likely, if we were to catch this thing, odds are we'd be okay.
Sure.
The point is carrying it, right? To passing it on to someone who can't handle it, maybe. Whether that's an immune system that is it fighting other things, or maybe it's an elderly person, or in my case, I've got a 1.5-year-old at home. Those are things that I kind of think about. And as soon as that kind of got through a few weeks back, it was like, all right, that's the point. It's not about me getting a pretty deadly, a much deadlier version of the flu. It's that, hey, I can pass this on to someone who can't handle it. And what a terrible way. And a terrible reason for someone to pass away, right?
Sure.
So,
boys, I'm sorry. I will be right back. Just give me literally 10 seconds.
Oh, you're fine, Jeff. We can hold it.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of where it's been at for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, big shell shock. It's given us a lot of time at home, though. It's given us a lot of time to.
Yeah.
How have you been breaking up the day when you are working from home? Other than like what we're going to get into, like games and stuff we've been playing, but have you been trying to get out of the house, taking walks and stuff like that? Because I certainly have had to adopt that.
So in all of this, I don't feel like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't feel like I've gained that much time in general. That could very well be just due to the fact that we've got a 1.5-year-old at home, and that's kind of
makes a lot of sense.
But during the day, so also I mentioned I'm a Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of right now, and then Tuesday, Thursday from home. My wife was able to switch her schedule so that she was kind of opposite of me. So that's been really nice to give our parents a break from watching her.
Yeah.
So while I'm working, the only things I've done really so far we'll get out. I've gotten out for like a quick drive with Daisy. She likes being in the car. Falls asleep really easily. That's always a nice thing.
Sure.
Because I can come back and get some work done. But I was even talking with Pete Her about it a little bit earlier today on Facebook. Just I was underwriting a loan for somebody. I was making chicken nuggets for Daisy, and then I was making sure I had Frozen 2 on in the background for her.
Sure.
And then on my break, I was contributing to the Geekiverse video game Olympic article.
Oh yeah.
It's all in moderation, right? It's all a little bit of balancing here. So I have not felt the least bit stir crazy. The word boredom has not even come close to my vocabulary. I'll say, so it's weird to look on the positive side of things in where we're at right now in the world, but let's say, economy's in trouble, and obviously health, that's first and foremost. But for what it's worth, my wife and I are so busy with our respective schedules, whether it's work or Geekiverse or Little Miss Funeral, you name it, that we've been forced to be home every night. And that has been kind of precious time for us.
Sure.
Like, we've really, really loved being together and getting to hang out with our daughter together and do things that we normally would not have been able to do. So again, we're very fortunate to be in our position with our jobs and our health, but to take it one step further, that's been a big joy for us. And I know Lauren had, so my wife's a funeral director, if you don't know, and she was on a video chat that was basically being streamed for how funeral directors are handling things in different states. And she said the same thing. She's like, I got to be honest, all of this aside, I love it because, just Josiah's home most nights now, as opposed to doing what he's doing for Geekiverse. So from that positive aspect, we've definitely enjoyed that time together.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to look at the positives. I mean, especially if you have to. Mental health is super important in a situation like this where your day-to-day is shaken so abruptly. That's the right way to look at it for sure.
I think that's the situation I was in at first. Like I wouldn't say I was going stir crazy right away, but I was definitely shaken and unnerved by really the uncertainty. I mean, no one knows how to deal with this. This is a complete twist of fate for anybody. But I would say in the last few days now, I've kind of settled in. I've adjusted to kind of what this new normal is for the time being. So I see myself handling it a lot better going forward.
Yeah, there's definitely an adjustment period. Like the first 2 days I worked from home, just rolled out of bed, went over to the home. Actually, the first day I didn't even work out of my home office. I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna hang out on the couch. I'll flip over to the dining room table when I have to, just bounce around. And I did that for the whole day, and I'm like, I can never do that again. That was just like,
right.
I just didn't feel productive. I just felt like a bum. So the next day I made sure I got my morning shower in. I didn't slack on that. I actually threw some jeans on instead of the sweats, came into the office and actually had an actual work day. So I had to bake that structure into my life that's normally just naturally there by going into an office, for 40 hours a week. But when you walked away, I asked Josiah, if you've gotten out of the house at all, because my fiance and I have been going for a lot of walks. Not something we often do. We hang out outside, but usually not this time of the year. We're not pushing the envelope when it's mid 40s, and now we're going for walks and bundling up because it's been nuts.
No, once the weather gets nicer in Western New York, I love to go running. So I just started doing that. But even on a day where it's relatively warm or warmish outside, I'll just sit out on my back patio and read for an hour or so. I mean, I could just as easily read in my bedroom or the living room, but if I have the opportunity, I would much prefer to do it outside.
Yeah, at least every once in a while, because you're forced to be home, for 6 out of 7 days now.
You gotta get that fresh air.
No doubt.
Yeah, we've gone for a few walks. So we've got a black lab as well. So the four of us getting out. But if it's been a little bit warmer, we've taken advantage and gone out, and that's been nice.
Yeah, today was pretty nice.
Very energetic black lab.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
An extremely energetic black lab.
You watch Geekiverse videos. You've seen or heard him.
At least
mostly heard him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that video I did for on Little Miss Funeral's channel that I was talking to you guys about maybe a half hour ago. We just couldn't manage Daisy and Lindy, and you see at the end of the video, Lindy's tail just goes right by.
I love it.
Right by me here. I was oh, there he is.
That's just part of the set at this point.
If we look back at these videos in 10 years, it'll be a nice thing,
For sure.
You can't stop Lindy. You can only hope to contain him.
Even that's asking a lot.
True. So, being who we are in the Geekiverse, obviously we love pop culture. We love movies. We love video games. We're very passionate about that. Comics, books, TV shows. What have you guys been? What have you been doing? All of the above, kind of. Oh, John's got it ready right there.
This is all I've been doing. Been playing Animal Crossing for
beautiful
12 hours a day. That's it.
Oh, I love it. I can't wait. So my copy arrives tomorrow.
Yeah. What great timing.
I cannot wait to get it started.
Enjoy your freedom while it lasts.
Yeah.
Enjoy your freedom for this last night.
I will. I think I'll slay some demons in hell with Doom Eternal.
Nice. Yeah, so
even that or Ori.
Yeah, Animal Crossing has been such a treat. It came out last weekend. It's just like perfect timing. Everyone's home. Everyone's going like little stir crazy, like we said. A game like this that's just so relaxing and just so free form, and there's really, you can just do whatever you want in this game. It's just perfect timing for a game like this to come out. And we were talking off air a little bit, like we log into our Switch and we've got like 12 to 15 friends online, and literally all of them are just playing Animal Crossing. I don't remember that happening when Pokemon came out, or even like Mario Odyssey. Like not like this.
No, this is uncharted waters.
Yeah.
For this era in the Switch, I feel like
Closest thing would have been for me Breath of the Wild, but that was because that was
the only game.
about the only game that people were playing when it first came out.
That or Snipper Clips, which was don't sleep on Snipper Clips. The game was a lot of fun.
Jeff Beta, if you guys remember. Well, John wouldn't have known him, but he was a guy in the Geekiverse, and he bought Snipper Clips.
Oh my god, I love that game.
I was like, "Are you serious?" What was ARMS?
Yes, but that wasn't at launch though. That was in
summer.
It was like in May. No, it was in May, I believe.
Well, we got together in the summer that year, so that would make sense.
It was right before Splatoon came out, which I'm pretty sure was June.
Okay. Yeah. So other than Animal Crossing, which has been like most of my waking hours, if I'm not working or eating or walking, I'm playing Animal Crossing. I've also been playing a little bit of Call of Duty Warzone. That came out like 2 weeks ago, I think, at this point. That's been fun. I think it's probably the best Battle Royale to come out other than Fortnite, for me at least, just my opinion. Been having fun with that.
A lot.
Yeah. And then I've been watching. Either of you guys watch the show Ozark on Netflix?
I have not.
No. So I've got a bunch of friends who are really into that show. And the new season 3 is starting on Friday. So I'm like, you know what? I've got some time in my hands. I'm gonna binge through that show, and that's been solid too.
Nice. So keeping busy, mostly Animal Crossing.
Mostly Animal Crossing.
I would say, fun fact. You guys can say if this is true or not. I think 2 out of 3 people in the world are playing Animal Crossing.
I mean, it might be the case.
I'm just kidding. 2
out
of 3 people on this podcast, though.
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It's insane with my friends list right now.
My whole Twitter too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yep. Oh my gosh, people that I had no idea had a Nintendo Switch are posting their friend code on Facebook, and I'm like, what?
And Switches are hard to find now too because of this whole, the situation where first of all, COVID-19, but also Animal Crossing coming at this time too. My boss was trying to get a Switch, and he was trying to hunt one down forever, and finally was able to get one shipped to him, but. Crazy.
Well, there's 2 different problems with that. The first is that a lot of the hardware for the Switch was made in China. I believe specifically in the epicenter of it, where the virus first broke out. And then on top of that, Nintendo of America's headquarters is based in Redmond, Washington. And Washington State is one of the hardest hit states right now in America by the virus. All of Nintendo of America's employees have been told to work from home. And I believe that was as of about a week and a half ago already.
Wow. Okay, so that makes sense then.
Makes sense.
Yeah. These things we take for granted, right?
I got my pretty Animal Crossing version. These JoyCons are so clean.
Yeah, those JoyCons are really nice.
I love them.
So
those are beautiful.
May bring up some pain, John, but which ones had to
Which ones had to
Which
go?
ones had to leave?
So there's a quick story there, yeah. So I had a small collection of Joy-Cons, and I had to sell my other Switch in order to justify buying this one, and I didn't know which two-color Joy-Con to get rid of it with. And I was considering literally canceling this and just keeping my Switch and not going through with the upgrade because I couldn't decide which ones to get rid of. And I ended up getting rid of the pink and the green set. So I think I had left pink, right green. Reason being, they're the easiest to replace. Those are still everywhere. They're often on sale. You can go to any Best Buy or Amazon. Well, who knows in this climate? But when I made that decision, they were the easiest to replace if I ever wanted to.
It's pretty valid. That's good.
I'm addicted to Joy-Cons.
You can't beat those. Those colors are nice.
They're the best. Yeah. Oh, I got the case too. The case is actually like kind of even cooler in my opinion. Super cool.
Oh, that's sweet.
Big fan of this case. I have like 5 Switch cases. Just can't stop buying Switch accessories.
I've got just one, but it's probably fairly common now. But it's Breath of the Wild. It is kind of like that. Nope.
Yeah.
Not this
one. Are you sure? Because I feel like I've seen that one in your house, Josiah.
No, that's not it.
Do you have
maybe
mine is all blue, pretty much.
Okay. Got it. I know that one. And it has it has like the same exact zipper, but it's blue.
exactly.
Yeah, that one too. That was so this one came with the limited edition of Breath of the Wild. This one came with the game.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like that design a lot. That looks really good.
It's the Sheikah slate.
Yep, it's the slate.
It's
No, I'm saying the color palette there. Like
okay.
I think it looks really nice there.
Another non sequitur. This is the first JoyCons that have colored straps, which I never really use.
Yeah.
But they look real good. Not that I ever use them, but
Yeah, they're cool.
yep.
It's funny because we're talking about on Geeks Got Game how I felt like I finally kind of caught up on my backlog. There's really just like 1 or 2 games minus everything that just came out.
Sure.
And we talked about maybe how I should dive back into Breath of the Wild on the last episode.
Yeah.
A few other things like so we're in the end of March and I want to clear Doom and Ori, get those finished before May. And then really the next benchmark is Last of Us for me. Like I think that's the next game really on my list. But one that I'm really interested in is Anthem, which
that news,
Xbox One, is going to have on Games with Gold in April. That's got me stoked. Like I really, really wanted to try that game. I almost bought it at launch last year. Kind of heard some of the press that was coming out, and I waited, and I'm happy I waited now. And I almost bought it on Black Friday for $9.99, and I just had too many games in front of it.
Yeah.
But now I get to play it for free next month. I'm really stoked about that.
Yeah, I'll give it a try too. With the current climate, I'll be home, all month next month probably as well. So I'll definitely give it the download.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. I mean, nothing to lose. Jeff, what's been it's been going for you except for Animal Crossing? What are you watching, reading?
Did we lose Jeff?
We lost Jeff. I think we did.
How do we lose Jeff? He's right there. I see him.
I don't know. All good, man.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I'll talk a little bit about.
Well, yeah. What have you been diving in?
So, Ori and the Will of the Wisps. I've been playing.
Yep.
And it's hard. We talked about it pre-show.
Yeah.
I think it's about on par with the first one, but they set you up for success a little bit better.
Sure.
So in that sense, it may be easier. But man, I was running into some really, really buggy stuff in a boss battle last night, and it was pissing me off. For a game like of that pedigree, that I'm not really stoked about that. But other than that, it's atmospheric, it's beautiful, it's colorful. I posted a video in our Buffalo Game Geeks group, and it's just it's high energy, it's fast tempo, it's really good. It's everything I was hoping it would be.
Quick teaser for an article we're working on right now. That I did choose Ori to pair with a beer.
Oh, you did. Nice. Yeah. I had it in my head to pair with Minky Budo.
Okay, I stole that from you.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, now I got to come up with something different. It shouldn't be hard.
I had to do that because Jeff stole Animal Crossing from me. I was with the beer I was going with. I was going to use it for Animal Crossing, and Jeff had already paired one up with that. So
he was smart to get in there first.
For sure.
Do that.
For sure.
Let's see. So Doom Eternal, I think is harder than the first one.
Okay.
I mean, in 2016's Doom.
Yeah.
It's fun. I'm probably maybe roughly a quarter of the way into the game though, and it's getting easier, and I don't know if it's because I'm more in the groove. It's probably partially that, but I'm also the weapons. They basically give you nothing at first that's of any use, and then as you collect these weapons, you start to become really powerful. So that's been awesome. Cool. I'm a huge fan of like the soundtracks in that game too. Like it's
Doom?
not music I'd typically listen to. Yeah.
People love that. Yeah, I mean, like I hear people talking about like, Doom 2016 as like one of the best soundtracks in games.
When they played, so whatever musical outlet was behind that soundtrack, and I'm sorry that I don't know that, but they played at the 2016 Game Awards.
Oh yeah.
It was so cool.
Really cool.
Oh my gosh. They played a live track or two. So TV wise, it's all been the same for me. Like the same 3 movies on Disney Plus, because that's what my daughter likes to watch. So that is Frozen 2, and Moana.
Gotcha.
So whatever, those are good. See Jeff.
Jeff's having technical difficulties.
Yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't.
No, it's fine. It's funny.
I was hoping that would have gone unnoticed, but
Well, you're back.
can't be too. Yeah, I could not be discreet enough about that.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Pretty funny. I like it. It's our first run here. This is pretty good.
Yeah. I'm actually really impressed with how smooth the setup was to, first of all, get set up and how good it's looking. I like it.
Yeah, I agree. So far, so good.
So Frozen 2, and what was the third movie?
Moana.
Oh, okay, got it. You did say that. Moana.
Yeah. I gotta say, Disney moving Frozen 2 to Disney Plus so fast, that was a really nice move.
Yeah, it's clutch.
I'm stoked that Onward is coming because I did actually see that in theaters to get it to review Geekiverse. And in terms of Pixar movies, it is up there for me. I think Coco is my number one favorite Pixar movie. I don't know where Toy Story ranks and all of that. It's got to be up there, but Onward was really something special.
I'm excited to watch that.
Everyone watches it.
April
3rd.
April 3rd. Okay, because it's already available for digital purchase, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So you can buy it now if you can't wait, or if you don't somehow have Disney Plus. But otherwise, wait a few weeks and that'll be a good one. Great voice cast, like all about it. Great story. Definitely had me in tears.
Awesome.
I've actually been reading a little bit too. This is a little bit rare for me. I know. But it won't surprise anybody. It's the novelization of Rise of Skywalker.
I knew that before you even said it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It came in the mail maybe early last week, because I had it pre-ordered for the longest time. Just Amazon always gives you that price guarantee.
Yep.
So I gotta say, there's a lot of stuff in there, like a lot that's not in the movie that kind of helps explain, and that's what the previous novels did for 7 and 8. But like the most notable thing, like right off the bat, is that Palpatine's a clone.
Yeah.
Crazy. I could talk about that for hours, and I'm only 60 pages in.
I've seen a bunch of those little, like, just excerpts of people, saying like, "Oh, this is actually the way that was," and there seems to be a lot of clarification and stuff that's different in that book.
Yeah, it's almost like Disney released that movie, and then they were like, "All right, what's everyone confused about or asking on social media?" And then the author of that book basically put it all together. I wrote an article when Last Jedi came out, and the author of that book tweeted it. I didn't tag him in or anything like that. Like he found it. It came across his plate somewhere, and his name's Jason Fry. We actually did an interview with him later on as a result. But it was like 50 some odd things that the Last Jedi novelization explains that the movie doesn't. And I remember seeing the traffic just blow up one day on the Geekiverse, and I had no idea why, because it was way past when the movie came out. And he had tweeted it and said, "Hey, this is a nice article, and it's not full of clickbait." And I was like, "That's the best compliment I could get from someone who wrote that book."
Yeah. Cool.
And then all the people jumped on me for saying that I thought Rey and Kylo Ren were related, and clearly I was way off on that.
Spoilers,
as we see now. That's okay.
Yeah, we're past the textual limitations on that one.
Yeah. So that's kind of been what's going on for me here. Cool. Jeff, can you hear us this time?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Okay.
Hopefully I'm good too, but that's no guarantee. Yeah, that's no guarantee.
Last time was hysterical.
I'm sure.
So, wow, what have you been playing, watching, reading? What's going on?
First thing I watched was Netflix's Castlevania season 3. That was only 10 episodes though, so that didn't occupy a terrible amount of my time. I don't watch a lot of TV or even streaming to begin with anyway, so I have just been playing games. Animal Crossing is soon going to consume my life. I know what my personality is like. I can already tell I'm going to get hooked on it. But in the meantime, I'm finishing up with Twilight Princess HD. I just beat the story mode today. I've got a few side quests and secret dungeons that I want to finish in that. I don't know what I'm going to start after that. I mean, I'm still playing through Fire Emblem Three Houses. I'm on my third playthrough of that. Oh, actually, that's what it was. I played the DLC for Fire Emblem Three Houses. I bought the side story that comes with it. It was about 6.5, 7 hours. So fairly meaty for a side story like that. So I got that way harder than the main campaigns.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like significantly harder.
Huh.
And I still just played on like the casual, like, normal difficulty. I can't imagine what it's like on the harder difficulty settings or with the permadeath. If I played with permadeath, I would have lost half my party on the second level. So I'm glad I didn't do that because I don't have the time or patience for that right now.
Well, you have the time, not the patience.
Well, yes, right. Well, not even so much the time because I've been finishing up with this. I know it's going to be reversed, but this was
Nice.
Actually, I don't think it is.
Okay, perfect.
It's straight on.
Perfect. This was the proof copy of my last book. I went through the entire thing and marked it up, did my last read through of it. The last few chapters really annoyed the heck out of me because of how much I wanted to change, but I got through this now, so I'm going to go back to the Microsoft Word file, add in all my changes, and once I upload that, I'm done.
Cool.
Dude, that's so cool. I didn't know that existed yet.
Yep, I got that in the mail a couple weeks ago, and I've been slowly going through that.
Awesome.
That is awesome. Did you notice that in the coronavirus video, like best health practices? Watch the video.
Oh,
there's a nice little Easter egg in there.
Well, I'm gonna have to look for it now, definitely.
Oh yeah, it's in there.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
Of course.
And then once I'm done with all my stuff, I got to figure out if I want to jump into Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors, or Witcher 3. We'll see.
Have you played Witcher 3 at all?
Yeah, no, I mean I've dabbled with it in the past, but I never sunk like Zelda amount of hours into it.
Same.
So
this
will be my time. I'm really excited to play because I loved the first season of the show on Netflix.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
And after watching that, I really wanted to read the books, so I bought the first 2 short story anthologies, read those, and those were really, really good. I can't wait to read the novels now, like the full length novels. That's part of the Witcher saga. It's a great franchise, so I'm definitely invested in The Witcher right now.
Awesome.
It's never been hotter.
No, it really hasn't.
One thing I did want to bring up too is so throughout this quarantine, I thought in where we are, our Erie County executive Mark Polenkar said to, if you're in a position to do so, make sure you patronize your local restaurants.
Yeah,
and I thought that was a beautiful thing. And my wife and I, for a long time, as well as many other Western New Yorkers, have sought to done that. But no better time than now if you've got the means. So we kind of made it a rule, like, in the next few weeks or months, depending on what this looks like, we're not eating at any national or chain restaurants,
sure.
And it's all going to be local. And furthermore, we've been doing that for breweries.
Yes.
So what
I did as well.
I know you guys are definitely in this boat. What are, if any, some of the local restaurants here in Buffalo that you've eaten at or ordered out from in the last few weeks? And let's talk about some of the beers we've gotten too. I think that'll be a nice little shout out
for sure
for some of our awesome breweries that we've got here.
First thing I want to say is how impressed I've been with like their ability to just change their entire business model on the fly. Restaurants and breweries and all these all these different establishments that like are traditionally sit down restaurants or traditionally breweries that don't do much to go beer or like takeout, to just on a dime just have to offer all of their services to go, and a lot of them doing it curbside and places like there's beer shops. So I'll shout out Aurora Brew Works in East Aurora. They were on the pulse of this whole situation, and they knew everything was going to be shutting down. So they put together a quick website. And actually, before the website was even up, I believe they just put together a Google Doc or like an Excel sheet, something like that. And like, hey, just fill this out, and we will deliver beer to you because we know things are about to go down. So like they were delivering, they were delivering beer as long as you lived within like 20 miles of them, and if you had to spend at least like $75 or something like that. Fatty Beer Co. They're downtown Buffalo. They did the same thing. They threw up a website. Here's everything we offer. They're trying to get people to buy gift cards as well, which has been like a huge thing for them. Is if you don't have product to push, or if you can't really get people in your restaurant or brewery or whatever, try to buy a gift card because that's super helpful right now. And then all the other breweries just doing like to go like curbside pickup has just been really cool as well.
That is awesome. I gotta say, I could get used to that.
Yeah, right. yeah, no doubt.
Jeff, I know you stopped at one of our favorite places with our partners at CBW.
Yeah, there's actually 3 places I would give a quick shout out to. The first was Community Beer Works. I stopped by about a week ago for their curbside pickup. I got some Let's Go pills and then a couple crowlers of their Irish Red, the Irish wristwatch. Both I love both beers, so I was very happy to do that. Otherwise, Buffalo Brew Pub, which is by our favorite Regal Transit Theater, no less.
Oh, yeah.
They are doing takeout, one of my favorite restaurants in Buffalo. Make sure to try and order from them. And then another one.
Oh no! Hang on.
Jeff, hold on a second. You went all robotic.
Little Chinese restaurant food thing, which is right by my house. It's always
We're getting
where I got for.
Jeff, we had an auto tune slowdown.
Yeah.
Speed
No,
up.
I'm
Oh no.
too.
Jeff's struggling.
Oh no! Wait. So I heard.
I heard Chinese restaurant.
That's what I heard.
Did you get anything after that?
No. We missed
Okay.
the stuff before and after.
I think you're back.
Okay, it's my local Chinese restaurant, Fu Sing. I've gone there my whole life, so I'm still trying to support them as much as I can.
Cool.
Great little family-owned restaurant. I'll tell you, it's this whole snafu just started as soon as John moved his chair.
That
I
must
had a
be it.
really loud. I'm not blaming you or anything, but
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Oh,
I moved my chair and I broke his Discord.
thanks a lot, John.
I heard a super sharp screech from
chair
just from
moving?
you moving.
Got it.
Yeah.
And the computer didn't like it.
Luckily,
I guess, I
luckily it
don't know.
won't. No one will hear that because I muted my mic on the local copy, but I can't mute you guys when I do that. So sorry.
Perfect. No, it's all good.
Back
What do
to
you got there?
back to beer. I've been drinking some DiMaggio from Froth. So Froth is that place I keep telling you about. They do the Liquid Lollipop series. This is a double IPA, I think. Maybe is it even a triple? It's wild. This is really good. They call it a hazy triple IPA. I got a couple of 4-packs from those guys, really good. And then this guy is a collaboration between Thin Man, which is Buffalo based, and then probably pound for pound my favorite brewery around right now, Other Half. They started in Brooklyn, New York, and just recently opened a location in Bloomfield, New York, which is right outside of Rochester, which is super convenient because their beer is absolutely insane. So Other Half and Thin Man just did a collaboration. So this is that beer. It's an IPA. It's called Dollar Slice Satellite. Super, super good. That was like the last time I was out and having any social interaction. I went to the can release for that. It was like, must have been 2 Fridays ago or maybe 3 Fridays ago, something like that. That was like the last time I was in like a public setting where there's other people around. We were all waiting in line for this beer, and we all kind of knew what was happening. So I stocked up and got a bunch of 4-packs of that.
Smart man.
For sure.
I've got a can of Mocha the Whale with your name on it. I'm gonna have to trade you for something.
Cool. Yeah, I'll set something aside for you.
So those are all awesome. I gotta say that it's great to see even just the 3 of us here what we've been able to do in a short period of time. I feel like Western New York has really kept it at the forefront, especially since Mark Poloncarz said that. But for me, we've actually only eaten out once. We've been cooking at home every night since this started for us a week and a half ago. But one time, and we went to Macy's, which is a local pizzeria here, 5 minutes away from where I live. We had never gone there, and John recommended it, and a few other people did too. We did kind of like a Facebook Live asking for recommendations, and I was like, whoa, wait, what's John recommending? I'll know I'll like it. So we got an awesome barbecue chicken finger pizza. I'm stoked. We ironically enough got a menu for them in the mail today. I can't wait to go back. Beer wise, I'm a huge fan of Big Ditch, right in Buffalo. They had a beer come out last week called Galaxy Red. It's Galaxy Red. I always reverse it. Red Galaxy Red. Anyway, that was delicious. I got a growler of that. They were doing half price, so I brought my own 64 ounce, and it was $10. That's really good deal.
That's awesome for a 64 ounce fill.
Yeah, it was really good. Made my round. Same time went to Community Beer Works, as Jeff had mentioned, and I got one of their limited releases for Mocha the Whale, which is think Guinness mixed with hints of vanilla and kind of a coffee flavor.
It's a brown ale, right?
It is. And it's the Whale is one of the Community Beer Works most popular beers, so to put the spin on it is kind of nice. And then for Thin Man, I love Mickey Boodle, the sour beer. I've been huge into sours lately. That's been my thing, and I can't get enough of it. They're my favorite. I did get my hands on a 4-pack of Mecha Boodle, which is kind of that on steroids.
Yep.
Really, it's just more fruit, but
double
hey,
fruit.
You can't go wrong there. So that's where I've been at, and I did stop by Pressure Drop today, so I can't wait to try Volcano Bunny. It's going to be a pineapple sour.
Awesome.
I think I'm going to do that after this. Yeah. So get out there, support if you are in the position to do so your local restaurants, because they need it right now. There's no doubt about it. What else has been going on? Anything else you guys want to talk about as we're kind of chatting here?
That's where I'm at, man. Lots of Animal Crossing. Probably a little too much self-isolation. Maybe got to get out a little more. But yeah, that's been the new norm. It's been wild.
How about you, Jeff?
I'm just thankful that professional wrestling is still going on, albeit with no crowds.
That's got to be weird.
So I don't follow WWE anymore. I follow All Elite Wrestling, but they have a big concert venue that's attached to the Jacksonville Jaguar Stadium down in Jacksonville, because the owner of the company is also the owner of the Jaguars. So they've set up shop down at that concert venue, tarped off all the seats, and they've been filming all their weekly episodes down there just without a crowd. So that's been different to watch.
Cool.
That's kind of amazing.
But I'm just thankful that they still have the matches and the storylines going.
For sure. I saw some clips. I know it's WWE, but I saw some of the clips of them like playing with the fact that there's no audience. I think they brought Steve Austin out for 316.
They did.
Yeah, and he was like acting like there was an audience there, and it was good. They're doing what they can.
It stinks because the other promotion that I really love is in Japan, and they've been shut down for the last month and a half.
Yeah.
They've canceled about a month and a half worth of shows.
That makes sense. Well,
I said, if God forbid, if something happens to Nintendo, I am going trauma center on this coronavirus. Don't you dare touch Nintendo on me.
Nintendo closes down. Jeff finds a cure in 2 days.
Oh, basically.
I said the same thing about our favorite restaurant. So, Kumo, it's in Depew, and we called. This is how we got to Macy's. Actually, we were gonna eat or order from Kumo, and no one picked up. So I go, so help me if this virus took that restaurant from us.
That happened to me too with one of my recommendations to you that day. I went to go see if Golden Dragon was open. And I called Golden Dragon. That's my favorite Chinese food around Buffalo. And they didn't answer. And I happened to be at my dad's house real quick. And and he's super close to them. So I just swung around the corner just to see. And they were closed. And there was some kind of sign on the window, but I didn't stop. So I'm curious to see if there was like a temporary thing or if. I mean, it's just nuts. I mean, the restaurant business is so fickle. Even like successful restaurants, they get caught in a situation like this. They could just lose it all real quick. Crazy.
I mentioned Buffalo Brew Pub earlier. They did a interview with one of the news stations recently, and even though they've got takeout, carry out, they said that their business is down 90%.
Crazy.
Since they've had the shutdown.
Dude, yeah, it's brutal.
So we cannot emphasize it enough that we hope people can support these businesses during this time, because they desperately need it.
You guys just convinced me to order lunch tomorrow instead of making what I had in the fridge. I'm gonna order some wings from Elmo's, if you're familiar, out in Amherst. Elmo's has some great wings, so I think that's my plan for tomorrow.
Those mom and pop pizza joints are definitely the best right now,
for sure.
And they need it. They need the help.
I'm definitely in the mood for some wings. I think that'll be something on the docket this weekend for us. Well, there's no shortage of content for everyone really to consume these days, whether that is your favorite pastime is reading, or it's watching YouTube videos, or watching TV shows, movies, playing video games. It's all out there right now. There's a lot of good stuff. We've got some really nice group articles going on at thegeekiverse.com, some that will be coming out and some we've already released. One is 13 games you can play on Xbox Game Pass right now. If you're an Xbox owner, Game Pass is one of the best values in gaming.
Not even close.
You can play all of those. it's just unbelievable. We left a lot of really impressive indies and AAA titles off of that list. That just happened to be 13 that our staff picked. We released recommendations for Disney Plus. There's a lot of content on there. We can help you kind of carve your way through that and put your own list together. And then we've got some other list articles that are coming out later this week that we're really excited about, including our favorite beers to drink while gaming. So
That'll
some
be
more
fun.
shout outs, hopefully, to some of our friends at the different breweries around here, particularly with Community Beer Works. They're a wonderful partner of ours. They sponsor Drafting with Drafts. They let us go and film there every month. They're just wonderful people.
Sure.
Can't say enough about them.
I want to interject real quick when it comes to recommendations. We just put out a tweet on our Twitter. So what are we on Twitter? We're just the Geekiverse, right? Or no, the underscore Geekiverse. So we put out a thread asking for your recommendations. So social distancing recommendation thread. If you have something you've been digging into, you're liking, you're reading something, watching something, playing something, hop on there and give recommendations. It's been pretty active already. We've got Beach Hells, who's been doing an MCU rewatch, which Josiah calls the John Fig Marathon, because I'm a big MCU guy. Jay-Z Beast said he's watching through Supernatural for the first time. So that's always fun. Bryant Chappell has been catching up on his UFC backlog on ESPN+. He's also watched Tiger King on Netflix. Have you guys heard of that? Tiger King?
That's all over social media today.
That's supposed to be wild, so that's on my list.
I don't really do crime documentaries or really any kind of crime, though.
No, okay, I'm into that stuff. It hooks me pretty good.
It's just
It's good to know Jeff doesn't do any kind of crime.
Right. Yeah.
clip that out. That's gonna be he's the poster boy for the Geekiverse. I don't do any kind of crime. Sounds like a Michael Scott quote. I don't do any kind of crime. And then also Bryant Chappell just beat Doom Eternal, so he's a little ahead of you there, Josiah.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Oh man!
So yeah,
that's amazing.
Hop into that thread, give your recommendations, just start chatting about what we've been playing, because it's keeping everybody sane.
Yeah, I just probably a message I know Jeff and John will back, as well as the rest of the Geekiverse. It's easy to go stir crazy. It's easy to feel depressed. It's easy to feel a little bit crazy right now because, again, these are really, really different times that we're living in. We just want to say it's going to get better. If you are ever in the neighborhood needing to talk to someone about whatever, we're all willing to do it. Get involved with us on our social media. All of us would be happy to get in a conversation. But maybe it's about your favorite TV show. Maybe it's something you just read. We're here. We do a lot of talking on podcasts, but we're also really good at listening. Yep. So keep that in mind. We're here. We're willing and more than happy to chat.
Social media.
Oh, gotcha.
Those are, our handles are all here. You guys can't see them, but we have our social media links here.
Yeah, we'd love to chat with you. I think we kind of did a nice plug there for all the Geekiverse content that we've got going on right now. I just want to make a few pitches for our shows here before we wrap things up. If you like video games, Geeks Got Game is a monthly podcast and video. You can find the video at youtube.com/thegeekiverse and the podcast on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. Lots of episodes for you to listen to and catch up on now. We'll be recording a new episode of that probably next week in said format here.
Just like this. It's probably the same people.
Right. This is a preview. This is the cast and crew. We've also got a monthly show called Pluscast. So if you like Disney Plus and all things Disney, we talk about those very things. All the latest news, all the latest releases, as well as our picks. And we've got some fun new segments that we introduced last time, such as, John, we didn't do it on our episode, but when Amanda was around for the last one, we said, I can't believe Josiah hasn't seen that.
Oh, yeah.
There's like 6 or 7 movies she rattled off, and I saw like one of them. And I thought it's probably why she didn't come back for the next episode, but you never know. If you are into pop culture nostalgia, The Memory Machine is a podcast only that releases monthly that is hosted by Nate Lockhart. You can check that out on our channel. And then, John, you've got a new show that is actually coming out weekly. Yeah,
that's a little different. So we've got this new endeavor over on twitch.tv/Busy Sticks. We are doing this new show called Busy Sticks. So it's me and Mike Newton of the Geekiverse, a new member of the Geekiverse. This is his first time chipping in on the content. We've been having a lot of fun. We're trying to shoot for Sundays. We're not sure if we're going to be doing more like afternoon or night. Stay tuned to our social media. We'll be talking about that stuff. Right now, we're in the middle of The Last of Us. So we are 2 streams in. I think we've done like 2 3-hour streams. Maybe the first one was 4 hours. We're just chipping away at The Last of Us. So we're just hanging out. We're having a couple of beers. We're talking in chat, and we're playing one of our favorite games of all time. And I think what we'll do for what we're going to play next is we're going to open it up. We're going to bring like 3 or 4 suggestions. I think we're thinking like Halo 1, maybe like one of the Uncharted games. We'll probably stick into like narrative focused games because it's kind of a little fun to pass and play the controller. But we'll get a few suggestions together and throw up a poll on Twitter to see what we should play next. So stay tuned.
I've definitely been pining for some Uncharted 4.
Ooh, yeah.
I gotta say, that is a cinematic beauty.
So good.
I love that you can play Crash Bandicoot in that within the game. It's just a beautiful little thing.
What a fun moment.
And then at some point here, whether that's this week or in the coming weeks, I'm gonna get on there and I'm gonna play Cuphead.
Yeah, we're talking about that.
It's gonna be ugly.
We'll do a one-off stream and we'll get this guy playing Cuphead.
I don't have the temperament. It gets ugly really fast. Like this is all, I'm happy Josiah. Yeah, I get nasty real quick when it comes to video games.
I'm so excited for that.
Oh man, yeah. I apologize in advance to everybody. But yeah, check it out. Busy Sticks. Awesome. John's been doing a great job with that. And Jeff, why don't you throw out a quick plug for the first 2 books in your series?
Yeah, if you head to Amazon, you can find them on there, both in print and on all Kindle devices. The Legend of Light, Book 1, The Echoes of Light, and Book 2, A Gleaming Path. If you are a fan of any kind of high fantasy series like Chronicles of Narnia, Shannara, Middle-earth, The Legend of Zelda especially, I think you would enjoy those. So I would appreciate if anybody checks them out.
Well, talk about getting lost in an environment or a fantasy world. That's where you should go to do that. You can do it without having something come in the mail. You can, like Jeff said, get it right on your Kindle and you're good to go. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you listening and watching to this one-off episode. We wanted to chat with you and give a pulse as to where everything was with the Geekiverse community. So we appreciate you. We're not here without you guys. We want to chat. We look forward to some awesome content together as we build that.
Josiah drops out right at the end.
Yeah, I was wondering if it wasn't me this time.
It wasn't you this time. So Josiah, right at the end, he's wrapping things up and he wants to just leave us.